Hello everybody, it's Trackside Productions here, and today's video is going to be a mock-up three-way, where I show three different mock-ups, two die-cast packs that I made mock-ups for, that I had made for a couple weeks ago, and a mock-up of a motorized multi-pack. So let's talk about them. So for those who weren't in the loop, a couple weeks ago I made a video making mock-ups or predictions, speculation type stuff for the Thomas and Pals pack, as well as the Percy and Pals pack. Since then, I have gotten some new information from the wiki that apparently the packs actually had different characters than I thought they were. So what I thought the Thomas and Pals pack was going to be Thomas, Edward, and Gordon. But the pack actually has Thomas, James, and Diesel. Now, Thomas and James make sense, as Thomas and James are pretty synonymous with each other. Blue and red obviously makes total sense for me. But Diesel's a different case for me, as Thomas and Diesel are seen as rivals, and he's in a Thomas and Pals pack. It's really confusing to me. I'm not saying it's a bad pack by any means. In fact, it's a pretty good one. But I'm confused on what indications this has for the new series, as Thomas and Diesel were friends in the reboot of All Engines Go. So I really am confused and intrigued on what Thomas and Diesel's dynamic might be. They might be rivals again, but the Thomas and Pals pack may give us a different idea. But honestly, I'm going to lean towards the rivals thing. They're not quite friends, but they're not quite enemies either. Then we have the Percy and Pals pack, which I thought it was going to be Percy, Henry, and Toby. And while Toby's going to get a single release, it's actually Gordon, Percy, and Rosie. Rosie, and by extension Gordon, are kind of weird placements for me. Again, this pack isn't bad by any means, but it kind of confuses me. Because, well, Percy and Gordon make sense. Percy and Gordon are kind of synonymous with each other as well. Think of Percy Runs Away. But more or less, Percy and Rosie are kind of what is the chin scratcher of this pack. Again, as I mentioned just a couple seconds ago, it's not a detriment to me. Honestly, I really like the distinction and the different characters that we have in these packs, because we get more variety, and I think Rosie is going to have a significant role if they're adding her in this many pieces of merchandise in the diecast range. So let's move on to the final mock-up of this video, which is the Motorized Engine multi-pack, which this one has Thomas, Percy, and James, as well as two different pieces of rolling stock. Now, one commenter said that this should have the mail car and the blue truck from the Thomas and Percy pack, but I feel like they're not going to do that direction, simply because, well, I just don't think it's going to be. So I think it's just going to be two standard gray trucks. That's what I put in the mock-up. I put two standard gray trucks in the place of the two rolling stock. That could change when we get more information about it, and if we actually get pictures of the pack itself and its contents. Once we actually get like pictures of it, I will talk about it. I will talk about it in a news video, but this is sort of what I'm going along with. Is what I'm thinking. Thomas, Percy, and James are must-have characters, so obviously this is a good pack to get all three of those engines, and getting some more rolling stock is always a warm welcome for me. But that's really all I have to say for these mock-ups. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to see more content from me, please consider subscribing to the channel. See you guys next time.